Hello and welcome to another episode of Community Replay. I'm Kylock, and today I am joined by Liam Causey.
Yay!
And Justin Jukes.
Hello, Jukes. Did you say Juice?
Jukes.
Oh, sounds like you're saying Juice.
No.
It's like Jukes, you know, a joke that moves out of the way when you run at it really fast.
Yeah. That's just like that.
Never mind.
Anyway, we are playing today. We are playing Star Wars Rogue Leader, aka Rogue Squadron 2, for the GameCube.
You know, I think I have played one of these before.
We gotta pick a name. Let's see here. We've got 4 spaces. What should we fill it with?
4 spaces.
Wait. Oh no, it's only 3.
Oh, that's a shame, because I was going to ask you to, you know, fill it with the nastiest word in the English language. Golf.
You know, one of the 4-letter words. How about love? No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa,
you ruined my joke, Justin.
Wait. We've got 3 letters, so let's go with L-U-V for love.
All right, let's do that.
Let's do that. All right.
Love, 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 I want you to love. Let's do this. Yeah, so I went on a Lady Gaga bender the other day.
What?
Seriously? I like her music sometimes.
Well, okay, but I'm not even going to go anywhere with this, because I was going to make a joke, but I don't know if it's very appropriate for a more professional podcast. So.
All right, so we're going to start out with the training here and just see what this is like. Inverted controls. That's pretty normal for this.
I tried playing inverted with Star Fox Assault the other day. Completely just horrible. I couldn't stand whatsoever.
I don't mind inverted controls as long as you're in an aircraft, but anything where you're having to move around on foot, it throws me off.
Well, it threw me off pretty bad. I kept smacking in the walls like crazy.
See, I grew up on a lot of flight simulators, so inverted is just normal for me. So I do play everything inverted. Whoa. What the heck?
I forgot that they had that. The sand effect. Whenever you scrape the edge of the mountain, how it kicked the sand up. I forgot that it did that. That's a really advanced particle effect for a GameCube game.
And you notice that first person view too.
Wow. That is kind of cool. Alright, so let's see here. What else we got? Yeah, we got weird. I can go into first person like this. That's cool. But this seems to be nothing more than just a training level, nothing else. Oh, we got missiles. Sweet. Oh.
I think there are womp rats you can literally go into canyons and shoot in the training mission.
What is this? Oh, there's a big...
Yeah, I think I've only played the first Rogue Squadron on the GameCube, and then I lost it, and my brother got angry with me.
Nice.
I've got all 3 Rogue Squadron games, but it's been years since I've played any of them. The cool thing about that one, the 3rd one, it's got the entire 2nd one and as a multiplayer campaign.
Nice.
So you're getting 2 games for 1.
Sweet.
That's pretty cool.
I'm actually going to change the controller here because for some reason this controller is not working entirely. Hang on.
You also have options to give it more traditional flight sim controls where you can change the yaw and pitch.
Where did the flight simulators go?
They went away because most people stopped buying them.
I remember my brother bought this 3-pack, It had 3 different games in it. 2 of them were flight simulators, and one was Metal Gear Solid for the PC.
Wait, there was a Metal Gear Solid for PC?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Even had its own dialogue for an excuse of why you couldn't move slowly. Pretty much Colonel Campbell told him to wear his socks over his shoes.
Sounds like a bootleg.
It was in a box. It was bought.
I'm trying to remember the last flight simulator I can think of that was like a real flight simulator is Over G Fighters for 360, but it was not good at all.
Mm-hmm. The one game that I put a lot of hours into, I don't remember the name, and I really wish I did. You were just pretty much in space, and in that time, you had to use a joystick to shoot everything around you. It wasn't Star Wars. It was its own thing.
Was it for PC or console?
It was PC.
Okay, there are several like that. There's an entire space simulation genre.
And this one, throughout the game,
See, I wish you would say console, because I know all the ones on console. There's Colony Wars, there's the Battlestar Galactica one, and then you have 2 Star.
This one's not well known at all. I mean, I just really liked it. Every time it got destroyed, pretty much it would go and cue this funeral of your own scene, of your own casket being shot out into space.
Wing Commander. Wing Commander.
Maybe.
No, it's Wing Commander. That is
Sure.
Wing Commander. Yes. Whenever you told me about the funeral thing, that is Wing Commander.
I love that game. I never got to beat it, but halfway through you learn the warp speed, and then another time when you have to go into the enemy base, you have to fly in a certain formation or else they see you, and then you just make hell go loose just by start planting on bombs on their flagship and that. I remember loving that game so much.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of that game, and it is pretty awesome.
I'd like to get it again one of these days.
They're doing a remake of the first 3 Wing Commander games. Not official, EA's not doing it, but there's a fan group that's using Unreal 3 to make remakes of them.
That's pretty awesome. I based games. They always seem to do pretty well.
I'm still waiting for someone to finish GoldenEye Source.
Yeah, that's not very finished. Is it the whole single-player campaign?
They did all the multiplayer maps, and they're still working on getting all the weapons and skins up, and then they're going to start doing the single-player missions. But I would estimate at this rate it'll be like 2021 before they finish that.
We'll just have to ask the Game Informer if they can get that time machine working again.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. When it comes to flight simulators, I think the last time I played one was probably in the arcade, actually. It was probably, I don't remember what game it was, but it actually had its own cockpit setup.
What year? Because there are a few
it was on Genesis, I remember.
G-Lock.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, because there's an arcade, or Xbox Live Arcade made a new version of the same kind of game.
Is it Afterburner then?
It was Afterburner, that's right.
Yeah, it could be Afterburner.
Well, G-Lock's actually Afterburner 3. It's just we got a new name for it. So, but the one that had the full cockpit is G-Lock. The one that had the semi-cockpit.
Okay, this is a little crazy. What's going on the screen here?
I'm doing the Death Star run, actually.
Oh, that's fun.
But I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm just kind of winging it.
Oh, don't worry about it. We won't judge.
Exactly. You just kind of have fun with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the actual trench itself so I can, find that weak
world.
point.
It's not really a linear path.
No, it's not really giving me, I don't know if it's supposed to be this kind of open or if they have been telling me something. I don't know because I can't hear.
Well,
there was a 64 game.
They told you to shoot the towers.
Okay, I'll shoot the towers then.
Yeah.
Commercial.
All right,
I'm going to talk about something else. Now, what's Crimson Skies about? Because I think that was maybe the second game that it came with. There was that flight simulator. What did you call it again? Wing Commander?
Yeah, Wing Commander.
This other one is where you start out in pretty much a biplane and you have to shoot down this person's Zeppelin.
Crimson Skies is a steampunk version of Indiana Jones.
That's awesome, though.
Pretty much the only way I can describe it.
It's a fun game. I remember playing the demo for original Xbox, and that was I really liked it.
And this was another game for PC. Do you think it was Crimson Skies that I played?
With Zeppelins, more than likely, because there are two Crimson Skies. You have the original on PC, which came out in 2001, and then in 2003 they did a remake for Xbox.
Yeah, I think it was the original.
Yeah,
I remember at the beginning when it's loading, you hear all these radio sounds of like a mission gone bad or something like that. And
I haven't played the PC one, but with Zeppelins, it sure sounds like Crimson Skies.
I remember him saying that they were amateurs because they left the gas tanks of the Zeppelin exposed or something like that. So you got to shoot them.
That is Crimson Skies then, because that was one of the main deals in it, is that a lot of the Zeppelins had gas tanks you could shoot, and they were like mini boss battles. Another thing I really liked about
Wing Commander more because you can customize your own weapons and stuff like that.
Another thing I remember about Crimson Skies is you could actually get out of your plane in some parts and get in turrets and other weapons.
Yes, I didn't get that on it.
Yeah, I always intended to buy that game, but I just never got around to it. But now it's like, $2 if you go to GameStop.
Well, it's worth it. I mean, it has not held up at all graphically, but the gameplay is still really fun.
Right.
What about Wing Commander? That's part of my young mind is I think of the graphics being amazing.
Wing Commander, there are, I think, 8 of them, and depending on which one, it's either going to look really stylized and still hold up in the older ones, or it's going to be really crappy, like 2 poly per ship models.
Mm-hmm.
So
honestly, I remember Diablo 2 when I was little. I always thought that was one of the best looking games ever, and I played it again a couple months ago, and I'm like, well, you blew up.
Have you been watching Walter's Ultra replay of it?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty funny to watch.
Oh, yeah, Walter's.
I keep meaning to watch it, but I just haven't started any episodes.
I was almost in it, but then I kind of lost interest in playing to that level.
Yeah.
I don't think Diablo 2 will hold up in the future.
Oh,
I don't know. Gameplay-wise, it's still really fun. I just have this thing for dungeon crawling and almost any genre in any game. But the thing that I feel kills Diablo 2 visually is the sprite scaling. It still has some really nice detailed sprites. It's just the way that they do the scaling whenever, it zooms in and then certain background details will pop out. It just looks really awkward.
I can see that, actually.
It's one of the reasons why the first Diablo has held up better visually than the second. It's because it didn't have the sprite scaling.
When I was a little kid playing Diablo, I didn't care that much about hacking or stuff like that. And so I bought this little... I didn't buy the program. I downloaded this program that allowed you to automatically duplicate things. And even before that, I learned the duplicate trick when you pick up something in the inventory. Right when you pick it up, your character picks it up.
Yeah.
But I was the good hacker. Pretty much I duplicated items for other people just randomly, and I fought off other hackers. It was a lot of fun.
See, unfortunately for me, I never had that ability or luxury when I was younger. Because of where I live, we didn't really get internet until around 2006. So I played all these PC games and all these console games without online functionality for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I had about a year without online, even longer actually. My parents just didn't care for it. It was weird. It was not a commodity back then. It was just a luxury.
Right.
And it was so boring. But I still got to play great games such as Rogue Squadron.
To be honest,
not Rogue Squadron.
I don't know how... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It was... Commando. Republic Commando, I think it was.
Oh, we're going in for the actual trench run now. Here we go.
But no, the main thing that I remember about being, living in a time where I did not have access to the internet at all, I wonder how I ever managed to make it through school without Wikipedia.
Wikipedia?
Because now in college, that's like my main reference. I mean, I understand it's not always true. You have to check the actual resources that it uses for references, but
I mean, the sources there are good.
It's the easiest way to find, basic information on something.
I will admit
I have a
that
question for you, Kyle.
I will admit during my entire college education, I think I maybe looked at Wikipedia once or twice.
Wow.
I think I went to Google Scholar for everything else.
Kyle, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Does your controller have auto fire?
No.
Oh.
The game does, though.
The game does, so I just hold it down and it does it on its own.
You guys remember when that mattered in games?
Not really.
rapid fire button.
I remember in like Metal Gear Solid, the first one, during the torture scene, if you
Yeah.
had a turbo controller, that Ocelot would realize it, and then you would automatically die.
Yeah, he warned you that, and I'm like, what does that mean, auto fire? And especially since the first time I played Metal Gear
never-
Solid was a PC, jamming the spacebar as much as I could.
I have never had an auto fire button, so I had to become that skilled at tapping buttons
Oh
quickly.
yeah, yeah, same
And
here.
master trap.
And I remember in Mega Man 3, there's a glitch where you can get infinite amount of shots on screen, because normally it's 3, but there's a glitch you can do on, I'm trying to remember the name of the guy, but it's the new Heatman character.
I know nothing.
Anyway, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. The new fire guy. You can do a
Boom.
stage where for the rest of the game you can fire infinite pellets on screen, and that was like my favorite thing to do, is just tap the button as fast as I can and see how many in a row I could get. And at one point I had a solid line going all the way across.
So you turned it into a bullet hell, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be cool. Bullet hell platformer. I would play that.
Bullet Hell Mega Man.
I would play that, seriously.
That would be crazy, though.
I love bullet hell games. I love Twitch games.
Hey, Kyle, don't crash.
I'm trying. I did crash once
Alright.
already.
Take your word for it. Too bad online, we can't punch each other and stuff like that.
I would just block.
This
Good.
is the
like when it
longest
enters battle.
trench. Oh, wait!
That was still one of the funniest parts in replay history.
Oh.
Just Dan punching Tim's. Tim. Or was it Joe? He was punching
Joe.
Joe.
Joe. 'Cause Joe took the controls back.
hero. Don't do it, Joe.
It was still crappy of him to kill Hagrid like that, but
yeah. They
oh, he's
both,
the hero.
they both had their faults during that episode.
Oh, there's pretty much a vendetta going between the two, and
Yeah.
I'm on Dan's side because Joe seems a little mean-spirited sometimes.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I don't hate Joe. I just, I think he's just
Just
got
a
some,
few.
his form of humor is not quite to my tasty. I guess.
He's a natural troll. He
Yes,
can't help it.
Exactly. There you go. Untying people's shoes.
Now that's not bad. I'd do that if I can get away. It's not so much untying, but he hasn't had the chance to tie him together.
Then again, Dan is the guy who got the job because of a shark suit, so it may be deserved.
Have you seen his video where he's doing a
Yes.
RPG, turn by turn?
Yes. I've seen every video Dan's done.
I haven't seen all of them yet, but
I was gonna. I would love to know how many brain cells you've lost.
actually, something
I wonder
learned
how many I
while-
had to begin with, but that's another story.
Something I learned while reading: you can actually replenish your brain cells. Once they're lost, you can get them back again.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Cool.
It's good to
Yeah.
know.
Ever since you were a little kid, they tell you don't sniff paint and kill your brain cell. You can't get it back. Haha, I can.
Well,
Just
I imagine there are some functions that you still can't get back, though.
Well, yeah.
The amount of time it would take to relearn it.
From what I remember, they don't replenish themselves as fast as other cells.
Okay. So, like, a cell you kill when you're 13 could replenish itself when you're 80.
Maybe. Probably not to that point. Another thing I do know,
Your
nerves,
ears
if you
can
have to
heal them.
regrow a nerve. Oh, look, you did it. Good job, Kyle.
No, I didn't. I thought I did. I fired missiles and it didn't do anything.
All right.
This is the longest trench in history.
I
Seriously.
know. Do I have to do the
Scared to-
entire thing all over again? Oh, you're kidding me.
What I want to know is, okay, the trench is like the obvious. I'm getting into a really small space. I can't maneuver that well, and they can easily, get behind me and shoot me. So why wouldn't he fly above the surface until he got closer to it before he went into the trench?
Look
Exactly.
at all those turrets. Look at all those. It's just one straight shot and he's hit. There's no turrets in the trench. All he has to worry about is fighters hitting him from behind.
There were turrets in the trench in the movie. They shot Wedge, remember?
Ugh,
Yeah, there were turrets. I just, destroy them.
dang, Lucas.
Like almost everybody in the trench run died except Luke.
Because he had the force, right?
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say,
midichlorians.
he was focusing.
I think
The rest were
that's-
born
Oh,
special.
you got it.
Did you guys see those new lightsabers that they just released that actually use real lasers? Or
video
laser
did.
sabers or whatever?
Nope.
The video did not load for me. I tried to watch it.
It basically, yeah, it looks just like a lightsaber, but it's obviously just a laser encased in a plastic or glass container, I guess.
There was this game magazine that actually talked about the realistic weapons in the world. You know, they compared video games to the actual thing, and they said that lightsaber is supposed to be focused plasma through a lens. The thing is, plasma is a gas, and you just like breathing on glass when it comes to that. Except what would be possible is maybe a laser that's focused between 2 points.
But then the laser would go on infinitely, though.
No, between 2 points, like a mirror. Between each other. And they said that pretty much the beam katana from No More Heroes is more likely.
I say that for something like a lightsaber, you could probably, once hologram technology gets there, make a hologram that looks like it, but I don't think we'll ever have real weapons like that. That's just a free-floating blade.
Right.
Said, look at this lightsaber, I just have to hit you really hard with
However, with hologram lightsabers, that would make LARPing something really awesome.
What's a LARP again?
Live action roleplay.
Oh.
Yeah, people who basically act
That's
out.
a horrible name for it.
But yeah.
And can you do a barrel roll?
Yeah,
Yes,
I've actually
but
been
not
trying to
that-
figure it out.
Not with that control scheme, unless you hold Z. Hold Z and then try to turn.
Oh, there we go. Ah. That was not much of a barrel roll.
Yeah.
It's very slow
There we go.
barrel roll.
Oh, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, another thing I read in the magazine. You know that that missile that's in what's the Insomniac first-person shooter?
Resistance?
Resistance. I think they call it the LARP or something like that.
Or I don't know.
It's the rocket launcher that they have in there.
Oh.
There's a whole bunch of them.
I remember it.
American military has something far more destructive. Apparently, it's a rocket that shoots in the middle of the air. I mean, shoots up in the air, explodes into about pretty much cluster rockets, goes down, and it has heat sensors, so they can focus on a pinpoint.
Jeez,
And so you got about 50 missiles hitting exactly where you want them to hit.
it's insane.
There was a game that did that. I want to say there was a missile in Half-Life 2 that did that.
No,
Not heat seek, but you shot it and then it would bust into a cluster.
I'm trying to think.
I don't think Half-Life, but I know I've seen games that do have that, but I don't think it was Half-Life.
And one with
I
the
don't know why
Half-Life.
I keep thinking it may be Half-Life 2 whenever you take down one of the Striders.
You do
Those were
have
single.
a
Those were
laser guided
single
missile.
rockets. Yeah, those were laser guided, and but they were just single ones.
Okay.
It was one thing I really like doing in Half-Life 2 is shooting it up in the air and then guiding it down and then pushing it. Guiding the laser towards an enemy.
Yeah.
And just watching the rocket from the middle of the sky and just whack them.
You can also get them to like make circles around the enemy, and like that was pretty funny.
Oh, that rocket was
You know
just.
what I always wanted to do in Half-Life 2? Take the legs out from under a Strider and watch it fall and then just sit there like twitching.
You managed to do that?
No, I said I've always wanted to do that.
Oh, jeez.
I liked.
Think about it. Its legs are its weak point, so why would you not
Right.
attack them?
I like taking or messing with the game code and putting the portal gun into Half-Life. That was always fun.
I haven't done that. Actually, the most I've done in my Half-Life playthrough that I'm doing right now is increase the damage output of my weapons, and I kind of like doing that.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I got to go and grab something from the kitchen.
What I really want to do in Half-Life 2 is increase the pistol to like 5,000 and see what I can do with that.
But yeah, you can basically take the code, and any game that runs on the source engine, you can actually put the portal gun into it.
You know, that could be one reason that it's taking so long is they're redoing the source engine.
Maybe.
That would take a long time.
I would definitely think that would be a big reason because, I mean, obviously Half-Life 2 still looks great, but
It's getting out of date.
Exactly, it is aging, so.
Just think of Source, what it's done for the gaming industry in general. I mean, that stuff is great for modders.
Yeah, so you can have the portal gun in, Left 4 Dead or Half-Life or whatever. It's pretty awesome, actually.
You can also mod Unreal 3 and have the portal gun in Gears or in Unreal Tournament 3.
That's
Don't
great.
die, Kyle. Don't die.
I'm not. I'm okay. I'm all right.
Having the portal gun in Gears is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, that would be really
Gears?
weird.
Oh, God.
I don't even want to, like, I don't know. Have you guys played that Mario mod that's the entire Mario game, but you have a portal
First person?
gun? No.
No.
It's played like normal Mario, but you have a portal gun.
I have not played that then.
Haven't even heard of it.
Yeah, it's a Flash game you can download, but it's ridiculous. You can also have 4-player co-op, and you all have your own separate portal guns. It just leads to monotonous antics and shenanigans.
It makes me think you shouldn't cross the portal streams or something like that. That's all that comes to mind right now.
I just had a brilliant idea. Mirror's
Okay.
Edge with the portal gun and the grappling hook from Bionic Commando.
I don't want, her arm to be her sister.
Well, no, I mean not in that sense. I'm just talking about having a grappling hook that works like that, so you can do like Spider-Man type swings.
I don't know, half of the fun in that game, and I love that game
Yeah.
so much, probably because I'm one of the few people that actually work with the mechanics pretty well. It's just seeing what the body can do, her doing all those spins and jumps. The portal gun would be good if it was really limited. I mean, a restricted portal gun.
What if you don't have the portal gun? What if it's got preset portals like Prey had?
I played a little bit of Prey, left a bad feeling in my stomach.
Was it because like there's weird gravity effects where you're just walking on the ceiling and everything?
No, I think it was more to the point of seeing two children. One of them gets hit by acid and turns into a ghost, takes the other child and impales him on a stake,
Oh yeah,
and
something like that.
leaves after laughing her head off.
I don't know.
It's a strange game, that's for sure.
The thing
was-
that freaked me out the
Yeah.
most about Prey was probably when you find out the main boss is his girlfriend.
I didn't beat the game.
Oh, well, the
Oh,
final
yeah.
boss, you finally find his girlfriend, and she's missing her arms and legs. She's just kind of tied up there without arms and legs, and then she mutates into this.
Spoiler
boss.
alert.
Well, it's something that if you haven't played it by this point, you're probably not going to play it. So
Yeah.
No, I'm just doing that as a. Go ahead and keep going. I was
Right.
just doing that as a courtesy.
Well, anyway, she mutates into a monster, and it's her face still on the monster's back, and that's the weak point. You have to shoot it in her face, and it's just
That's
one of the
the
most unsettling things I've ever seen.
Did you do it
Okay.
this time?
No.
Did you?
No.
Ah.
I don't know what's going on. Anyway, okay, we'll stop there for this look at Star Wars Rogue Leader. We'll move on to
That's what we were playing
replay.
the whole time.
Oh yeah, we'll move on to replay
Yeah,
roulette. All right, welcome back for replay roulette, and we're still playing the GameCube here, and we're playing Godzilla Destroy All Monsters,
Oh God.
I think I've heard of this game.
the Melee one, or Destroy All Monsters Melee. So let's do adventure.
It's like a Godzilla brawl type fighting game, but you're
Yes.
able to fully walk around. The game War of the Monsters is about as close to the Godzilla game as you can get.
Yeah, so we can play
I've seen-
as 1990s Godzilla, Anguirus, or Megalon. I think we just got to go with Godzilla. I mean, come on, right?
Sure.
You can also unlock Mecha Godzilla, Space Godzilla, Godzilla 2000, the original 60s one.
And that reminds me of why I don't want to watch those movies. Failing wants to.
Geez.
That'll be a solid reference.
I would love to see them actually bring back the Godzilla movies the way that they did them during the 70s and early 80s.
Wasn't there a Godzilla 2000?
Godzilla
Yes.
2000 was okay. It
Wasn't
was
horrible. Yeah, it
it
was
was
all right.
a nice return to form, I guess, compared to what they had been doing during the
I-
90s.
I remember being kind of freaked
Okay.
out when you could hear its heartbeat in that last moment or something like
Oh,
that.
I
Hey, is that Sonic?
hated these.
I see a hedgehog.
That is Anguirus. And,
Oh,
oh, darn, I was going to use the laser.
Laser. Oh.
But anyway, the Godzilla movies from the late 70s, early 80s are probably the best ones, and I would suggest watching those plus the original Japanese 1940s one as well.
No, thank you.
Why not?
I'm hardly even a modern day movie guy.
Well,
yeah, I'm the one who hosts movie night, but
I think you would actually like the original. It's a lot different than the other Godzilla movies. They basically treat it like a natural disaster film.
nice.
But it's this giant monster instead of a tsunami or something.
That's kind of interesting. It sounds.
Godzilla did a random. It looked like he stubbed his toe or something. That was
Yeah, I was saying it looked like a happy Godzilla for a second. He was jumping away.
Yeah.
So, are you winning?
Yes, I am kicking ass.
Looked like you got your butt kicked a second ago, but
I don't really know.
KO.
I'm still on the character select screen, so I'm
go
way
giant
behind.
monster.
Yeah, maybe you should refresh.
I'm only seconds behind, I think.
Yeah, you're only a couple seconds behind. I also have the page open just so I can see where you guys are at. But yeah, you shouldn't be too far behind.
Let me refresh and see if that
You are really taxing your bandwidth.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks.
like could be why I'm so far behind is because we have such a small bandwidth.
Oh,
yeah.
he just trampled you.
Oh,
Whoa.
I get him with a laser. Don't worry.
I
Okay,
just saw the laser.
guy's underwater and you're spinning on your back. You picked him up and threw him. How far behind am I?
Sounds like you're about on time.
Okay, that's great.
Oh, that's
Laser
awesome.
breath.
Is the force field outside?
Oh,
Oh, that's gotta suck.
I hate Megalon so
There's
much.
not a lot of commentary to say to this.
I hate Megalon so much.
yeah.
Well-
I'll be honest. I've only watched maybe one Godzilla movie, other than 2000, and I mean I enjoyed it, but I've just never really gotten around to watching them. So
Aside from 2000, the closest I've come to watching Godzilla, Power Rangers.
They actually had a Godzilla Power Ranger crossover. I'm trying to remember if it was in Power Rangers or if it was a Godzilla movie, but they did one where there was like a brief crossover.
I
Sure, it
I
wasn't a
was-
fan fiction.
Yes, it was it the Japanese Power Rangers, I assume then.
Yeah, it was the Sentai, Super Sentai.
Yeah. It's so strange that, Power Rangers has been out here for so long and we've had so many versions of it, but then there's so many more over in Japan.
Yeah, it's been going on since the early 60s in Japan.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
I'm
What
being
else?
amused by a Droid commercial right now.
What bothers me though is that that trend of taking a Japanese show, chopping it up, and then making it into your own thing continued on into anime for a while. So we
Yeah.
have several shows that we will probably never get in their original form in the U.S. Like Robotech. It's probably the most
Good
famous
job.
example. Robotech is a chopped up version of 3 different shows: Macross, Mospedia, and Star something. I'm trying to remember the one that's season 2 of.
It seems like anybody who's drawn anime were taught by the same person.
It depends. That's something that I've noticed recently too. Is that there's only like 2 characters that any anime always has, and they just change their hair color.
Yeah.
Trust me, it used to be better. 80s, early 90s are probably the best time for art in anime. Not
Oh, I gotta ask Jake. He showed us one that he said was really pretty much the start of anime. What made anime popular in the U.S. I forget the name of it. It's
What
about a
made-
race car driver.
Speed
Speed
Racer.
It's not Speed Racer.
No,
it's
it's not Speed Racer.
serious anime.
Serious anime. Was it Formula? What was it? Initial D?
Maybe I think it was something like Initial D.
Because that's actually wrong. The anime that got anime popular in the U.S. is Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll.
No,
God.
I'm seeing that.
I've seen.
Oh, what was that? You were really excited about Dragon's Dogma having a certain character in it.
Berserk. It's got Guts and Griffith from Berserk, which is probably my favorite anime of all time.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
What it does is it takes the backdrop of the Holy Roman Empire, during the time of Germany not being Germany, and they're knights that are mercenaries for the Holy Roman Empire. And during
You're facing a 3-headed dragon right now, aren't you?
Yes. King Ghidorah.
During
I
one
see.
of their campaigns, they find something known as the Crimson Behelit, and it opens up a gateway to hell, and then all of them get sacrificed except for 2 main characters, and their boss gets resurrected. He's Griffith, the other guy I mentioned that's in Dragon's Dogma.
And that, rapes his girlfriend or something.
Yeah, and so there's a huge vendetta between Guts, the main character, and Griffith.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, you told me what he did, and I'm like, geez, wow, insult to injury.
And it's not the longest in terms of chapters, but it's probably the longest in terms of time that we've been waiting for it to finish manga ever. It's been going on since like 84, and they still haven't come close to finishing.
Seems like something I want to check out. I mean,
It's
that
got an
sounds
awesome
interesting.
game on
to me.
Dreamcast and an awesome game on PS2. Unfortunately, we only got the Dreamcast one, so I'm still a bit miffed about that.
Okay, who won who? Because what?
I
Oh.
won.
It was still attacking when it said KO, so I wasn't too
It
sure.
was
there.
dancing when I killed it. It did the little
these are
dance
really
maneuver.
happy dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I don't
He
think
was happy to die.
You-
I don't think we can get any further off topic than we have.
I want to see Barney attack Godzilla.
That I would pay for. That would
See
be awesome.
that.
I don't want to watch a movie of it. No, I want to see that live. The
Yeah.
guy in the Godzilla suit and the guy in a Barney suit fighting in this little plastic city.
That would be hilarious. Just no, 2 drunk guys that are dressed as the 2 of them, and then they just like start trying to fight. That would be hilarious.
Oh, I could see a lot better now.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Oh, there was that horrible TV show, 2 drunk guys. Those guys would, bribe homeless people to do some very dangerous stuff.
Fight.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Okay.
I think they got shut down pretty fast, even though they made a lot of money.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, there's tons of human rights stuff that they break while making shows like that.
Yeah.
So, I can get my hands on a Barney costume. Do you guys?
What we'll do is we'll shoot you pretending to fight Godzilla, and then we'll take the Godzilla model out of this game, and then
Oh,
we'll
no,
just
no, no.
CGI it.
At the Overblood convention,
It
if
would
you're
be-
there, have the Barney suit, green screen it, and then put Ben Texter Ben as his opponent.
Yes.
Exactly. That it would completely encompass the old style.
But
of
we got to make sure
Japanese.
that on Ben that we put his mustache, since he doesn't actually have a mustache.
And you also have to shoot it in monochrome and have no sound, so you overdub the sound effects with these really cheesy, fake ones.
I don't know what power up I just got, but I'm hoping it's a good one.
Yeah, this guy, he's almost. Yeah.
I lost.
Whoa!
Yeah.
There goes Godzilla.
Godzilla's done. Oh, I can
Here's
try
about-
again. What a surprise.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. There's lasers and shiny things and lightning and aliens.
It's all over
and
the place, dude.
There's too much stuff on screen. Ow,
Yeah.
that looked like it
Oh,
hurt.
there's commentary going.
Yeah.
They're actually commenting on the dinosaur battle.
Godzilla. I don't know Japanese.
Oh, neither do I.
I only know basic phrases.
Unless, if I actually paid attention to the JWowws of the week, maybe I would, but anybody watch
J-
Miss Hannah Minx on YouTube?
I don't know. Oh, there we go. Oh. Roundhouse kick to the face.
Yeah, I'm going all
That
Chuck Norris on it.
Not much of a kick.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I would say Chuck Norris versus a dinosaur, but that would be boring because we know who would win.
Yeah.
Plus-
Anybody else excited to see The Expendables 2?
Nope.
Chuck Norris is
I
going to be in
actually
it.
got the time to watch the first one. It was.
I did not like the first one.
I
I
love
thought
the first
it
one.
was just a huge vehicle to have as many cameos by action stars from the 80s.
in a way, you're right. I still
Yes.
enjoyed a lot of it, but it seems like they took away from the story more so they can show faces.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Who's
it's
that
the
giant,
the whole idea of it was to basically recreate the whole '80s blockbuster film, and I think they actually succeeded in that.
Yeah.
No, they were missing Dolph Lundgren.
Oh,
Then it would be perfect.
we need a new guy, Liam Neeson. Somehow he's an action guide.
Yeah. I'll find you, and I will kill you.
Seriously though, I would love to see Dolph Lundgren play Duke Nukem in a Duke movie. Because he's who Duke's physically based off.
Right.
And even though he's getting old, I think it would be cool to still have him try it. Be like age Duke Nukem. He's over the hill trying to come back and save the world again.
Said that one day Bruce Willis will be that way too.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Bruce Willis
cool.
never really ages. I mean, he looks like he's eternally stuck in his late 30s.
Are you fans of the Evil Dead movies?
I've only seen the first one and Army of Darkness. I've still yet to get the second one.
Oh, the second one's my favorite.
I have not seen the first one. I've only seen the second and Army of Darkness.
Actually, we showed Army of Darkness on movie night.
Army of Darkness is probably my favorite slapstick horror combination.
This is my boomstick.
Yeah, there's always been talks about another Evil Dead movie. And have you played any of the games at all or anything?
Yes, I did the first one, not the one that had the sidekick character, but
Hail to the King for Dreamcast and PlayStation?
yes.
Okay.
How is a pterodactyl kicking your butt?
I don't know.
Just tear
It's
off.
because he can fly. I can't hit him when he's up in the air.
Hail to the King was weird. It was like a survival horror tank control
Yeah.
game, but it tried to be really actiony and fast paced. More often than not, you just got swarmed by enemies you couldn't do anything about.
Yeah, I tried playing it and I couldn't do it. It was just.
Hit him with a building. Pick up a building and hit him with it.
Let me see if
The
I
one-
can pick up a building.
The one they did on replay looks like it would be all right though.
That regeneration is awesome. It's my favorite, and I died. But
Oh,
anyway, I would love to see an Evil Dead 4 where Ash is just like completely old and like in a bar drunk, and then
Max
the
Payne.
zombie apocalypse or something, but via the Necronomicon, or as they call on GI, Necrocomicon.
so Evil Dead meets Max Payne.
Yeah,
Kind
sure.
of.
Let's go with that. And but I think that'd be really funny, especially with all the one-liners that they had.
I have an even better idea. They do an Evil Dead 4, and he, has all the Deadites come to life, and he's having to fight, people being possessed. But instead of him being the main, hero, his lost hand comes back, and it's like no longer evil. It's trying to save the day
Wait a
now.
minute. I remember there being a movie I saw the end of where this hand is like the spawn of Satan or something like that, and it
Idle hand?
maybe. I mean, does it tear a guy's head off pretty
Yeah,
much?
that's
offscreen?
Idle hand.
Yeah, I saw the end of that. I was. It was
At one
kind
point,
of-
he tries to microwave his own hand in it. It's weird.
There's so many weird horror movies. There's one that's a guy, like what was it? A twin or a conjoined twin that wanted to separate from the original twin, and all that's left is like its head and arms. Like there's just one scene where it's in a basket and this lady like opens it up and it's just like ah, and it's the most like disgusting thing I think I've ever seen.
Speaking of weird horror movies, you know they're making a Human Centipede 2?
Well, that was pretty sweet. It completely just tossed you out of there.
I'm sorry.
Oh
what
my
did
God, I'm
you-
just paying attention.
I said, speaking of weird horror movies, they're making a Human Centipede sequel.
Didn't they already?
I haven't
do
even cared to watch the
second
first one.
I thought they
The
already
first
made a second
one.
one.
Okay, crap.
It may
is
already be
going
out,
right now.
but I just know that there's a Human Centipede 2.
Yeah,
and
that's just-
I'm wondering why, because I wonder why the first one existed.
I have
First
not
one was
seen the
just this
first one.
crazy guy who spliced human parts together.
No, he just takes humans and sews them ass to mouth, basically.
Yeah, so they basically just feed off of each other's.
Feces.
Yeah.
And then eventually the two in the back die and the one in the front kills himself. And the movie ends. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's-
That's it.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That
I
was
don't know
just
what to
weird.
say right now. It's funny the tangents we just went on. I'm not sure what to think right now.
Well, I guess on
giant-
that
Good
note,
job,
we could end this episode.
Kyle, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I think we should do this again sometime.
I agree. We will obviously have more episodes in the future. So Thanks for watching this episode of Community Replay. I'm Kyle Locke, and today I was joined by Liam Causey and Justin Jukes. Thanks, guys, for being on.
It's been a pleasure.
All right. See you next time.